We're about half a day away from where the actual fun begins with Halloween, and if you really don't want to just awkwardly sit and tap your screen like a confused pigeon, we have rounded up a fresh list of best new games that'll actually have you entertained on your Android and iOS. Now, we're gonna be kicking off today's number one with something a bit emotional. If you have ever suffered through limbo or danced with nightmares and little nightmares, Gift over here feels like their artsy, just calmer little cousin. In the game, you wake up after some mysterious accident enough to navigate a wreck while helping passengers who range from totally normal to completely unhinged pass along with you. The game's world tilts, water rises, and timing actually matters, so every decision feels alive. It's like Limbo and Little Nightmares had a more emotional, story-driven child who cares about people instead of just scares. It's got 8 hours of quiet storytelling, clever environmental challenges, and moments that actually make you feel for the characters. This one's special. Coming up behind that at number 2, we have Police Simulator Car Patrol. And it's that guilty pleasure you won't admit you're addicted to. It's basically Grand Theft Auto without the crimes. Just you, a cop car, and an endless urge to take an NPCs just going 2 miles over the limit. I mean, yeah, you get to chase suspects, patrol LA or China, or just go ahead and blast sirens because why not? It's a big game, about 2.5 gigabytes in size, and driving feels solid, the cities are huge, and AI is dumb enough to crash into you while you're protecting them sometimes. It's one of those games you play to kill time and just somehow end up role-playing as a cop, an actual one, for hours, if not days.
Grown up. Do you remember the curious worlds we created together?
Coming up behind that at number 3, it is The Curious Tale, which has been previously a PlayStation 4 game. It's now finally ported to Android for just $1. This game feels like someone bottled childhood nostalgia and then shook it with a sprinkle of VR and handed it to you for $1. It's a pretty small but beautiful puzzle adventure game where you literally reach into tiny different worlds to solve these cozy little mysteries. No stress, no motion sickness, just you, your hands, and your memories that somehow actually hit harder than expected. It's not about challenge, this game, it's about warmth. Think a short hike meets a toy shelf that came to life. It's simple, heartfelt, and honestly worth every cent if you need a break from games that scream for your attention. Going down to number 4, it is Ungodly, which looks like someone finally said, what if a gacha RPG wasn't all sunshine and anime smiles? Huh? And instead went all the way dark fantasy. It's actually coming from the guy who made Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, so you already know it's built by someone who actually understands mobile games. Think of it as Genshin Impact with grimier, bloodier, and just with less bubblegum magic. You switch between characters mid-combat, chain attacks, and get into some deep, tragic backstories through its affinity system. Basically, it's Dark Souls with actual soul, and it's hitting mobiles before consoles. Play it now on the Play Store through a beta. It's free. Now, this is a game that we've actually waited for the whole 2025 up until this day. Residence Solstice as probably someone just looked at Snowpiercer. You know, the movie where the last train of people is all heading towards an impending doom and snows. Really hope you know what I mean. And you know, well, the developer probably said, yeah, let's make this whole thing a anime. Basically, you run this huge big train across a post-apocalyptic world, rebuilding trade routes while fighting real-time and card battles. Like, it's part RPG, part trading sim, part emotional damage delivery system. The visuals are just stunning, the voice cast is stacked, and you're basically running the last functioning economy on Earth with anime politics, trains, and card combat. It's pretty weird, of course, but it is beautiful and way too polished for a mobile game. This one's genuinely special. Decarnation is one of those games that just sneaks up on you. At first, it looks like just a stylish pixel art horror game, then it hits you with a big emotional sucker punch. The thing is, Paris. It follows a dancer falling apart mentally and artistically caught between reality and nightmare. Think of it as Silent Hill meets Perfect Blue but in 2D and twice as personal. is part puzzle, part horror, and part therapy session you didn't sign up for. Every creepy creature in this game you face is really just your trauma in disguise. It's dark, brilliant, and painfully human. The kind of game that just lingers long after you quit. Now, I'm not really that sure which one of you needs this one, but Monthly in VR is finally on Android. Now, it's a pretty sad, expensive purchase, but after like, I don't know, 8 years, it's finally here. And it's basically what happens when Duolingo decides to buy a VR headset and like charge rent for it. It's about 15 bucks, but it actually lets you speak to virtual people instead of shouting at an owl. You can order food in Spanish, check in hotels in French, or just awkwardly chat with NPCs with way too often judge your accent. It's a little too realistic at times. You might genuinely feel embarrassed mispronouncing a simple bonjour. Still, for anyone serious about learning a language while sitting on their couch and a headset, well, this might be it.
It's Kid Cosmo in his very own video game. It's up to you to help Kid
Coming up behind that number, whatever this is, we're gonna need to give this actual diamond another mention since it's hands down the single finest mobile game you can play with a Netflix subscription. So go ahead and even skip this video if you have to, just to give it a try. See, Kid Cosmo feels like someone actually figured out how to make a game inside nostalgia instead of just pixels. It's a prequel to the movie, but you basically hop between two different stories, one with a kid growing up and the other about the game he's obsessed with. It's a very smart game, it's emotional, it is top tier, puzzles actually make sense, and it captures that playing late night before dinner vibe perfectly, if you've still got one. Play the damn game. It's basically a 10 out of 10 rated game on any platform. Critical Ops is basically CS2 for people who prefer thumbs over keyboards. It's a pretty fast game, it's tactical and pretty fair. No pay-to-win garbage, you can run bomb defusal matches, team death matches, or elimination rounds, all built for basically sweaty precision and teamwork. The gunplay feels tight, maps are clean, the rank mode is pure ego fuel. It's one of the few mobile shooters that actually respects your skill, not your wallet. So I don't know, if you've ever yelled one tap on PC but now play on the couch, this is your new addiction. It's Counter-Strike's cousin who just learned touch controls.
Dear Ma and Pa.
Coming up behind that, we have 1998, The Toll Keeper story. First of all, it's a PC game with overwhelmingly positive ratings so far, inspired by Papers, Please game, but it's of course a bit simpler, a bit easier. In general, it's just a slow burn game that hits way too close to reality. You get to play as a toll keeper during a nation's collapse, checking papers, facing desperate people, and just trying to keep yourself and your child safe. Every decision stinks because there's no good choice, just survival here. And the 90s inspired looks nail that old bleak newspaper grain atmosphere, and the story feels painfully human. It's part Papers, Please, part real world history lesson, but quieter and of course a lot more emotional. Coming in at number, I guess 11, I'm not really sure. Cubism is kind of like what happens when Tetris grows up, puts on a jazz playlist, and decides to go all the way minimalistic. It's a virtual reality game. You're dropped into this calm floating space and you're told to fit colorful 3D blocks into these neat geometric shapes. It's pretty easy at first until your brain starts trying itself in knots. It's all about spatial awareness basically and patience. No timers, no mayhem, just quiet problem solving that somehow feels addictive. It's got over 100 different puzzles, smooth hand tracking, and a mixed reality mode that lets you play in your own room, whatever you want. Basically, it's a kind of VR game that doesn't scream for attention, but it earns it by relaxing and humbling you at the same time. This has been a long wait, but finally, Monument Valley 3 is coming home and it's bringing a little extra beauty with it as well. The game's going to be returning to iOS and Android this December, complete with the Garden of Life, a free expansion that adds 4 new chapters to the whole journey. The art's gonna feel softer, structures are gonna bloom like flowers like they always have, paths gonna open like veins, and everything's gonna move with that calm, dreamlike rhythm developers are known for. Monument Valley is available through a beta right now. It is a wordless storytelling at its best, built around touch, sound, and perspective. It's a pretty quiet game, it's a pretty clever game, and beautiful. Exactly how Monument Valley games should probably always be.
A game based on a real race.
Coming up behind that at number 14, it is WGP Mobile, and it's not your usual racing game here. It's basically Hot Wheels meets real-life small-town vibes. And by that I mean you're going to be racing through actual streets and landmarks, racing cars built by kids of Phillipstown. It looks like Philippines, I guess, which actually makes it more charming than it kind of has a right to be. You get to actually customize these wire cars, slap on some stickers if you want, and chase ghosts or friends in multiplayer. It's casual, competitive, and oddly wholesome. Like basically you're proving street supremacy while risking actual life or limb with the cars. The game nails the fun and nostalgia, and yeah, these little crafted cars somehow feel epic when you're on the action. I've already mentioned Thrasher before, but I would like to say that you don't really need to. I would never say go ahead and download a video game illegally, but if you could, give this game a shot, and if you liked it, support the developers. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, this is actually from the same developers of the famous game Thumper, the racing game where you dance as a beetle. Although you're gonna have the biggest fun of your life playing Thrasher here. It's the same folks, pretty much Thumper, except it's got space themed and like just more acid, if you know what I mean. You're this space eel thing, a giant squirmy eel that's just moving through psychedelic alien worlds while a soundtrack that's gonna melt your brain punishes you every time you make a little mistake. This is perfect for anyone who loves pain and style. Play the damn thing offline and plug in a controller for extra fun. On the other hand, Plady Guard Swarm Slayer is basically Dead Cells meet Hotline Miami if the enemies were just mutant insects and you had a dozen different anime sword-wielding samurais to choose from and smash. It's a pretty fast game, definitely messy, and you're gonna die a lot, but that's just basically roguelikes. Skills and builds stack in the game stupidly good, so whatever you mix and match is gonna come in hand. You've got 6 huge different stages to maneuver around, bosses, and just enough random action to make you question if the developers were on something at least. It's a pretty sharp game, it's smart, it's addictive, and it actually rewards skill. Not to be mistaken with the famous Floor is Lava game, this one's a little more on the adventure side as opposed to a multiplayer game. A Parkour Run is what it is, basically that childhood game turned into a fever dream. You're this tiny little dude jumping for your life because the whole floor is melting and for some reason there are zombies and clowns chasing you. The controls are simple parkour style jumps mixed with some funny physics, and every turn feels like a desperate escape. Pretty short, silly, and the kind of game you will play like just a couple minutes and realize you've been dodging lava for like a whole day. Coming up behind that at number 17, I think, we've got over here, which is, it looks like if Minecraft and They Are Billions game have a messy but also a lovable baby. It's blocky, strategic, and just way harder than it looks. You build your little town here, hoard resources like a paranoid little squirrel, then pray these ink monsters just don't rake everything you worked for. It's got proper real-time strategy vibes, real building, real troop management, none of that idle nonsense, and the mix of daytime building and nighttime action keep things super spicy. And also then it's got co-op survival, which is a blast. It's the kind of game that makes you think just one more night, and suddenly it's around 3 AM. Lost Horizon number 18 is like StarCraft crashed into planet Mars and decided to stay there. This is a full-blown real-time strategy on mobile, real base building, micromanagement, and just alien smash in action, not that tap and wait strategy. You actually move troops, counter them, manage resources in real time, just like the good old days on PC. And the visuals are gorgeous. The map feels alive, and it's got that perfect mix of sci-fi and desperation. If you've been craving a real strategy game that doesn't treat you like a toddler with timers, this one probably worth every single megabyte. Well, we've got over here the short for The Lost on the Street, and it's now the Gold Edition. It's basically Street Fighter meets Apocalypse Chick, with enough anime flair to just make you question reality. And for those of you who missed it, it's been out through a free version, now available in both versions, and for $2. The game will be playable offline and also with a controller. It's got a story, it's got depth, it's got different modes to fight with. Story mode gives you some narrative context, arcade mode lets you just smash buttons, and the characters, girls, are animated like they jumped straight out of a poster. The controls are smooth, supports Bluetooth or gamepads, and the upgrade system actually makes you feel stronger in the game. Play the free version, I've got both the links down in the description. If you like, go for the premium. And last but not least, although this is not the actual in-game footage, it's just a trailer, we've got Joust Battle, Medieval War, which somehow turns charging in another human on a horse into an oddly satisfying fight to the death. This game is basically all about time and precision and pretending you're a knight in some weird slow-motion medieval highlight reel. The arenas are alive, got different stages to fight with, and it's got boss fights, duels that actually make you sweat. You can upgrade the gear, horses, and just go all mayhem. It's a very short game, it's quirky, it's ridiculous, and sometimes exactly the jousting spectacle you didn't know you needed. Thanks for watching, I really hope you enjoyed. I'll see you again tomorrow.